a generic Google search like men's suits, right? It's just gonna pull up suits that may not even be a good fit for your style or your body type. But the AI knows so much about you, right? Your height, your weight, everything about you, so that they can actually do much more personalized recommendation.
All AI can analyze the vast amount of data, understand content, and learn from your interaction, and leading to truly personalized recommendation and a seamless experience. For brands, they open up the incredible opportunities to build.
Grace Olayiwola is a health tech expert turned wellness entrepreneur. From optimizing enterprise systems to creating calming spaces through ALGstudioStore, she's here to show us that self-care isn't indulgence, it's survival.
I remember days where a hot shower felt like a luxury spa treatment, and a moment of quiet with its softly scented candles was the only thing keeping me, grounded. I just wanted to craft products that weren't just, pretty or cute or something like that, but I just truly want to support.
Hey, everyone out there. My name is Alan. I'm CEO of FreeCashflow.io. Welcome to Profit Powerhouse, the podcast where we sit down with inspiring entrepreneurs to uncover the secret behind their success. We're here to learn what drives their growth, the challenges they overcome, and how they master their finances. Our goal, to help you achieve the same success while maximizing your profits. Let's dive in. Today's guest didn't launch her business in a boardroom. She launched it somewhere between diaper changers and a candlelit bath. Meet Grace Olayiwola, the heart and hands behind ALGstudioStore and ALGelysianflamesCo. Grace is a mom, a maker, and a fierce believer that even in the chaos of new motherhood, you deserve a moment of peace, or at least 5 minutes without someone yelling, "Mom!" After surviving the beautiful madness of postpartum life, Grace realized that self-care isn't a luxury, it's survival. She started crafting candles and wellness products that aren't just pretty, but actually help you breathe, pause, and feel human again. Today, Grace shares her story, her mission to bring real moments of calm into your everyday life. And the one piece of advice that changes everything: focus on the heart, not the hashtags. Grace, thank you so much for being on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, Helen, for having me.
Yeah, we love to have you on talking about your and being a wellness expert for us. Can you share a little bit more about your background and really inspire you to start your business?
Yeah, so basically the little secret here behind AOG Studio Store and ALGelysianflamesCo is that it wasn't born in a boardroom, but it was a quiet, often chaotic moment of postpartum recovery. You see, after my experience with postpartum depression, I realized how easily we can lose ourselves in the whirlwinds of new motherhood and the sheer exhaustion of it all. I remember days where a hot shower felt like a luxury spa treatment, and a moment of quiet with its softly scented candles was the only thing keeping me, grounded. One particular tough night with a newborn, when we were settled. Well, what I do, I basically lit a simple handmade candle, which is my home brand, which the flicker, the calming scent, a warm bath. It wasn't just a tiny beacon of peace in a sea of sleepless night. That's when I that's when it clicked. I needed that feeling, that sense of sanctuary for other people, especially new parents. I just wanted to craft products that weren't just, pretty or cute or something like that, but I just truly want to support. I just want something that truly supported well-being and overall a moment of respite. So I started experimenting with natural ingredients, eco-friendly wax, and mindful designs, and that's how ALG Studio Store and ALG Lisa Flames Co. came to life. It wasn't just from a business plan, but from a genuine need to find and create moment of calm in the midst of life most intense transitions. So it's my hope that these products offer you that the same sense of peace, a little reminder that even in the most chaotic, you you deserve to nurture yourself.
That is incredibly inspiring, right? And I love hearing these light bulb moments of when entrepreneurs really find their spark or passion why they started something. Grace, can you kind of go with me on the journey to the beginning days, right? Like the very nitty gritty of you just figuring out what names you want to give your store, the website, the design. How did you get your business off the grounds in those days, right? What was your thought process behind it of being a jack of all trade, right? Kind of, which was what entrepreneurs mean to be these days.
To be quite honest with you, I had no idea I was going to turn AOG Studio Store and ALGstudioStore into a business at all. I was just doing it for fun. I was doing it for myself. I just wanted something for myself that I don't have to be spending like hundreds of dollars buying like candles or like a home bar sets just to feel better. And I don't want to be going to the spa, spending like hundreds of dollars every month or $300-400 like every 6 months just to get a spa time to myself. It was just too expensive. So
Yeah.
the reason why I started the whole business because I just knew, like, I knew that because when I started going to the spa, I started feeling better about myself. But I know, like, it was just too expensive. I know I just can't afford like $500 $600 for a spa for just every 3 months. So I decided to go to Amazon, purchase some candles and some bomb bath, and I just started doing like that home spa rituals and I discovered like 2 3 months later, I started feeling better. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to start experimenting with scents. So I started combining like scents like lavender or caramel scent together. And I also combined a tree tea and orange. And I remember one particular day when I lit the candle, no, not the caramel, the orange and tree tea. And my husband was like, what's that smell? It smells amazing. I was like, that's my candle. I made it. She was like, you're lying. I was like, no, I made that. So I was like, wow, maybe maybe I could actually do this. So
Mhm.
I started experimenting with other scents, like combining them together. And before you know it, I was like, wow, this is actually working. So I think it was like a year later, I had a friend that actually went through a postpartum depression as well. So what I did was I got some of my candles I already made and I purchased some bun bags and soap before I started making mine from
Right.
Amazon. So this was like 6 years ago. My son is almost 7. It's gonna be 7 September. So this was like years ago. So I was like, I'm gonna use my home candle, put in a gift box for her, just for to see how it works for her. And months later, like almost a year, she was like, Grace, thank you so much. You have no idea how that little gift box was so impactful. Like I felt so much of myself again. I was like,
Mm.
wow. So that is when I decided, I was like, maybe I need to turn this to a business. So I didn't decide it until last year, January, like I was going to launch a Health Studio store on Etsy shop. So I started on Etsy and I was actually making some good sales until I was like, you know what, Grace, I think it's time for you to have your own website. So what I did was this year I decided to launch the brand completely. And I had not only did I had the specific candles that I used during my postpartum recovery, I also had the tea because I was taking some caramel tea as well, like caramel tea, like wellness tea. So those really, really helped me out along my way with the candles. So, and that's how AOG Studio Store and ALGelysianflamesCo came to life.
That's incredible to hear, right? You really experimented, right, and realized that through that trial and error process with your friend, how
Right.
well your product work and resonate with an
With
audience,
others.
right? And yeah, you're
Yes.
targeting basically motherhood and those who are going through those same things you are. So,
Absolutely. Yes.
any big challenges that you face in building your business, and how did you end up overcoming them?
The big challenges, I would say, probably going to be the finances because I just started this business out of a blue moon. I didn't even know I was going to do this, so
Mhm.
started digging into my savings account because I told myself I do not want to. I do not want to get a loan. I was like, no, no loan. Just let me borrow some money from my savings account. So that was how I would finance up the business.
Got it. And then what audience would love to hear any cool or marketing strategy you use to really promote your products and get them out there.
Oh yes, you know what? All I have to say is just be real, okay? Because the first try that I started like just promoting the brand by just, showing them the bit like the product, like, oh, come on, purchase this gift box. I realize like it doesn't really work. I feel like people want to see story behind your products. They want to see how it actually works. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's how I started creating. Like, I started like a whole I became a whole full content creator, just creating like exactly how to use this product, and I actually see a really good result just by switching that marketing strategy idea.
So, what platform do you usually are? Are you on Instagram, TikTok? What
Instagram.
works for you? Okay, Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Have you tried TikTok?
I tried TikTok, but because I wasn't posting, I was like I said before, I was like just doing like generics marketing where I just post the products. So I wasn't getting that many viewers. So I kind of like completely stopped using TikTok and just focus on Instagram right now. Instagram and YouTube. So whenever I post on my Instagram page, I post it on YouTube channel, and I'm actually surprised. Like, I'm actually getting a lot of views. I was like, okay, it looks like I'm just gonna stick to YouTube and Instagram for now.
No, that makes a lot of sense, right? Do where your audience are, right? And obviously, if you're grabbing views, that's where they are on
Yes.
YouTube and Instagram. So that makes a lot of
Yes.
sense. So,
Yes.
Grace, for me, I'm a very busy guy too, right? Running a business, doing a podcast. So, I would love to know because I have two kids also. My oldest is also
Oh.
7 years old, so around the same time
Oh,
your son was born, right?
yes.
How do I as a busy guy or just busy entrepreneurs out there really start a self care routine for myself?
I'm sorry, could you question again?
Yeah, I just want to know, like me as a busy entrepreneur, I'm sure there's tons business owners out there who are super busy, right? How can they kind of start their own self care routine when they're leading such a busy life?
I would say just follow your heart.
Follow my heart on the self care routine.
Yes. Know what works for you.
Okay,
Because
okay,
what works for
like,
me
uh
might
huh.
not works for you. Like for instance, my base is my product is basically for like anyone going through some stress or going through a postpartum depression. So like I said before, I specifically build my own product based on how I feel, based on how I want to feel, based on what I want to be smelling, like the candle. I know like lavender, a common candle, is what I really wanted. So what do you think? So now the question is, what do you think is going to work for you? I know like the candle, the comic candle and lavender combined together is going to work for me because I have tried it when I purchased it and it works for me. So that's why I experiment with those things together and it works for me. So that's why I said what that's why I said like follow your heart. Know what works for you because what works for me might not work for you.
No, that makes a lot of sense, Grace. I'm just curious. Do you guys do any kind of like data analytics, right, behind like who buys what flavor or scented candle and kind of do like a little bit more of a reverse engineering of like, okay, this is the type of person that likes this scent, this kind
Yes.
of care product, and be like, I should match him with this, right? Because like for
Yes.
me, I'm like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing, right? As far as self care and what really helps de-stress me. I would
Yes.
love it, like, maybe this is an idea you already have, right? It's like take like a little quiz, right? That says,
Right.
hey, what kind of self-care works for you? And then I just answer like 5 questions, right? And at
Yeah.
the end of it, they're like, "Yep, this you should buy this packet or this kit,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just
Mhm.
from our data-driven analytics. This is when you're facing these kind of issues or work-related stress, right?
Yeah.
This is the kind that usually work for you. Like, I just want to see your thoughts about like that, like more of a personalization-driven, data-driven way of
Absolutely.
recommending products.
Yes. So basically, I had a company that actually purchased rose novellina candles and rose for
Hmm.
our client, not for our staffs. I believe they just won. They went for like I believe it was. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember. They went to play sports somewhere, but I don't remember. I don't recall the place. So they want them to have something that's gonna make them feel. I don't want to necessarily call it relaxed, but
Yeah, I don't want to be too relaxed when they're about to play a sport, right? They want to be like
right.
competitive or focus. I guess the word, right? Focus.
Absolutely, a
Yeah.
focus. So
Yeah.
I was because she actually asked me, like, before she placed the order, like, "Oh, what
Uh-huh.
kind of scent do you think would be perfect for my clients or my people that work for me?" And then I was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna recommend lavender because I feel like lavender is mostly for like when you're extremely stressed. I don't feel like your client are stressed. You just can feel like sport. and they just went to play some game somewhere. And so I basically recommend Valina and Rose for them. And she actually preferred Valina. She was like, and 2 weeks later, after she purchased the product, she actually sent me an email like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Grace. Like, my client actually love it candle. They love those sets you get put in a gift box. So I was like, oh, I'm happy to help. And then I and I also have some mom that I actually have a friend that wanted to purchase from me. She was going through cancer and she wanted
Oh,
something that would make her feel relaxed and just to make her feel happy. And I told her, I was like, look, I've tried those scented candles, but my favorite was definitely lavender caramel candle because they just bring just that relaxation. And I recommended it for her, and she loves it as well. And so those are the only two people that I know that actually came to me and asked for recommendation, and I was able to help them.
that makes a lot of sense. Grace, I would love your advice on how to create more of a calming home environment for us, right? Because like with two kids, it's always chaotic, especially when they come home after school.
Yeah.
Go do their bedtime routine and everything like that. What do you recommend, like scent wise, or just self care wise, that will make it so that we can have a more relaxing home environment here?
Oh my goodness, yes. So basically, after the nighttime, the kids are sleeping. My bed just at nighttime is like my best time to unwind. So what I do is I have my common candle. I sit in my closet. That is my favorite place in the house where nobody comes and bark me. So I sit in my
So you
after
go actually in your closet, like close the door.
yes, I close the
Oh,
door.
okay. And
I
then
close it.
light a candle?
I light the candle.
Oh,
After I relax in the bathtub for like an hour, I come out of bathtub. I sit in my vanity table, stare at the mirror, and just drink my caramel tea. I mean, that's why the nighttime is my favorite time of the night when the kids are sleeping.
I agree, I agree. That's the time where it's chaotic, chaos free. You can actually
Yes,
think, maybe get a little bit of work done, right?
absolutely. Yes. After a long day, that's my favorite time of the day.
Yeah, what would you recommend if you're trying to be focused, right? You know how nighttime you're getting sleepy, but
Yeah.
what if you need to get back on, right? And do some work, right? What would you recommend as far as like getting focus?
Like I said, definitely have my lavender candle and my caramel tea. Like those two, they works perfectly for me. I've been using them for years and I will continue to use it forever.
Okay. Got it, got it. Try and true advice, right? Why go away from something if it works for you?
Absolutely. Those are the only like I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with comments, caramel tea and comment and lavender scented candles. Like you just cannot go wrong with those two. They're like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly is always true. It's a classic, right? Can't go wrong with
Very you can't go wrong with that.
that.
Right.
Yeah, Grace. So I would love to get your insight, right? Right now in the e-commerce landscape, there's a lot of
Mhm.
challenges out there, right? One of them being, the whole terrorist things going on, and just shipping in general has always been a problem, right? Have your business been faced with any kind of those challenges, and what kind of solution do you think you have developed to kind of combat that?
You know what? I know it's kind of scary, but because I just literally launched my business last week, so I haven't really faced any of those challenges at all. But yeah, I heard so many stories. It's a little bit scary, but I'm hopeful.
Okay. Yeah, I just like it's very I hear a lot of things from like clients and potential clients that, the current landscape right now that we're in,
Yeah.
you know, it could potentially raise price pretty significantly across the board, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you need to get raw materials, or if a lot of your products are located overseas, and to try to get it into the US, into US customers' hands. It has been a lot of challenges and delays, right? Like
Right.
personally, I'm trying to buy a couch for the family because our couch has been very old. So we've been trying to go to all these furniture stores to buy a couch, but all we hearing is like, oh, sorry, you gotta wait another 6 to 8 weeks, right? Because our shipment's not in yet, right?
I
And
know.
things like that. So are these things that are on your mind, what you're thinking about? In the moment, as I know you're kind of still new, right, and just launched, but like just they're just down the line for
Right.
how you think you can be planning your business.
Um, to be quite honest with you, I have not really touched to that level yet. Like it's like I said before, yes, I've been hearing so many stories, so I'm trying as much as possible to be optimistic.
Okay, got it. Yo, cool.
I'm hoping for the best when I'm getting there. I'm hoping for the best.
No, that makes sense. So then, Grace, quick firing question for you is, a lot of e-commerce owners, yourself too, right? They're kind of one man or one woman shops, right? They do a little bit of everything. They do the
Yes.
website developing, they do design, they do the product, their customer service, right?
Hmm.
And you are jack of all trade. How do you balance all that along with your home life? Like, do you find sort of work life balance in what you're trying to do right now?
Actually, I do not have any help. I just know how to prioritize things. So basically what I do is I prioritize things based on which I think is most important.
Got it. And then, do you still find that balance, be able to take care of the family and work on your
Absolutely.
startup?
Oh yes. Family always first. So I already know like after 3 o'clock today, I'm shutting down. That's it. I'm going to pick up my kids from school. I have to take my first one for a soccer practice. And then come home, I have to make dinner. And then after dinner, I have to give them a bath for the nighttime. And then, like I said, after they take a bath, they go to bed and I start making my own tea in my bathtub time. So that's it. After 3 p.m., I know how to shut it down.
Got it. So you have very strong time barriers, right? It's like this time to this time is my work hours. After that
Yes,
is my home life, right?
exactly.
Which
Yes.
makes a lot of sense. Have you started, like, right now the trend is AI, right? There's a lot of AI going on right now, and how AI is
Uh-huh.
really helping businesses optimize and make
Uh-huh.
things easier. Have you used any AI tools or products in your work, or has that influenced your work in any way?
Yes, I have actually been using hyper personalization and AI driven experience. The AI the AI powered shopping assistants, which are basically AI power assistants and dynamic pricing and promotion and predictive analytics. So for AI power shopping assistants, this virtual assistant because basically it comes with like a sophisticated offering personalized product recommendation, styling advice, and proactive customer service. And then for the dynamic pricing and promotion, the AI algorithm will analyze real time data to optimize pricing and promotions, maximizing revenue and customer satisfaction. And for the predictive analysis, this is basically like the e-commerce platformers, which will leverage the predictive analysts to anticipate customers' needs and preferences and enables the proactive marketing and personalized product offering.
Wow, that sounds really, really cool. I Yeah, can you kind of give a little bit more detail? Like, how is it doing that dynamic pricing for you? And have you noticed that it's been kind of like helping you increase your profitability or AOV for your customers?
Well, basically, what this has been for me was that it basically assists, like for instance, imagine a true personalized shopping experience where AI understands your style, your needs, and even your mood. It's not just about recommendation products, it's about creating an experience tailored to you. Think about it as an assistant that learned your preferences over time, like suggestion items, your genuine love, helping you find the perfect gift, or even anticipating your needs before you do it. Before you do. So it's like having the personal assistant. Just think about it like that. Having the personal assistant, a savvy shopper, and a helper concierge all round up into one, available 24/7. And this isn't just about convenience, it's about eliminating overwhelm or endless online choices and creating a more intuitive, enjoyable, and efficient shopping journey. So basically, all AI can analyze is the vast amount of data, understand content, and learn from your interaction, and leading to truly personalized recommendation and a seamless experience. For brands, they open up the incredible opportunities to build deeper connections with customers and anticipate their needs and provide truly exceptional services. And for shoppers, it basically means less time spent searching and more time enjoying the things that they love. That's the future I'm mostly excited about, and a future where technologies empower us to shop smarter and not harder.
No, that makes a lot of sense, Grace. I mean, I always have trouble picking out, clothing and things I need to buy, right? Especially if I go to a mall. and just
Yeah.
so confusing, right? Because there's just tons of stores everywhere, tons of brands, and like, what's really for me, right? Really, where should I start? And if I had like a personalized shopping AI that can tell me based on your style and what you're looking for
Mhm.
right now, these are the 3 stores I should go to, and this is the exact piece of clothing. It would
Yeah,
save me so much time than having to search through all that, right? Because if you just do
absolutely.
like a generic Google search like men's suits, right? It's just gonna pull up suits that may not even be a good fit for your style or your body type or anything like that, right? But the AI knows so much about you, right? Your height, your weight, everything about you, so then they can actually do much more personalized recommendation that just
Sometimes
can't
I
be
find it
replaced.
kinda scary.
Yeah, it is, right?
It is really scary.
I have this I had to call customer service one time for something I bought. It was a pair of shoes, right? And I was
Yeah.
talking to someone who I thought was named Tom, and Tom was giving me a great customer experience, walking me through the refund process. And at the
Wow.
end of the call, they were like, "Oh, by the way, this Tom that you're talking to is AI generated." And I didn't even know it was because it was just so natural in their speech, right? You know how like it used to be AI, like you actually know like right from the beginning, right? It sounds
Yeah.
robotic. You say, please dial one if you want English, please dial two if you want, Spanish. And you could tell it's a bot, but now it's getting so good at conversational,
I'm
like
telling
voice.
you,
It's like I
mhm,
literally could not tell it was an AI till the end. There was no like awkward pauses. There's no like thinking time. It just instantly answered you.
absolutely.
It
It's
it just
crazy.
it just got to that level now. I mean, just like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's pretty incredible. I'm kinda excited about what's come to next, but it's also, like, scary, right? What it brings because because we also watch all these sci-fi movies, I'm sure you've seen some, right? Oh, like, the Will Smith one I'm talking about when they're like I, Robot. I think it was I, Robot. I'm not sure you saw that one, but it's where, like, the AI or the robot started having feelings and having
Yeah.
emotions, and they realize, well, they're the better being that start taking over. I'm hoping we don't get that far, but I mean,
I hope not
we're
too.
moving very fast, right, in the
We
advancement of
really
AI.
are. It's so funny. Like I remember when I was in like, is it 10th grade? I think I was in 10th grade. And one of my teacher was like, do you like guess what? Everybody was like, what? In 2025, we're gonna be seeing flying cars. Everybody was like, really? That was it was crazy. It's like flying cars. It's so
We're a
funny.
little bit behind on flying cars, I would say, right? I
Right.
don't think there's any chance of a flying car right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, might have to be another like 50 years for that one.
Maybe,
Uh
yeah. That would be one interesting thing to see.
It would just be like instead of traffic on the highway, be traffic in the air, right?
Yeah,
Everyone bumping each other into the sky.
right.
Uh, oh, Grace,
So funny.
I know you just started business, but we always want to touch on a few finance questions, right, on Private Powerhouse
Mhm.
because that's what we're interested in. Like, how do I get things going? How do I manage my finances? Any planning on that aspect? Like, how do you think you're gonna handle bookkeeping or taxes? Going into the future. I know you just started, but maybe some thoughts about how you plan on doing next year or two.
To be honest with you, I have thought about that. It seems like that's actually one of my biggest reason why I didn't want to start a business to begin with
Yeah.
because you don't want to mess with taxes. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
it's a headache, right? When you think about
It,
it, right? You do your
it's
tax filing every year.
Oh, yes, I did, but I already did mine this year. So,
Good.
yes, my plan is starting next year, I would definitely gonna be an iron attorney, and I will be hired professional CBA to and do that.
Got it. Just out of mind, out of sight, right? Let me grow focus on
Absolutely.
growing my
My
business
business,
and not
yes.
worry about any kind of like IRS or Uncle
No.
Sam knocking on my door, right?
Exactly.
Which makes a lot of sense, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
business owners just want to say, "Hey, this is what I do best at. I'm great at marketing my product. I'm great at design, but maybe on the tax or bookkeeping side. So why not let a professional handle that,
and do
right?"
that.
Which makes a
Absolutely.
lot of sense.
You can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah, well, is that advice or what advice would you give to other business owners when it comes to like starting their own business and worrying about the finance piece of it all? Do you recommend they could kind of just outsource that piece or handle it internally for a while and then outsource? What are your thought process behind that?
That's a good question. I would probably say outsource just to be on the safe side.
Got it. And then, is there any tips about like how to find the best experts in those areas to make sure that they can support your business? Maybe someone that understands e-commerce, perhaps.
I would say social media, like
Social
Instagram.
media? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, because that's
If they're
actually
good at marketing themselves, you see the social proof, right, of people
right.
who are also finding the help and the reviews, right? That
Yes,
gives you more confident that this is the person I should work with.
That is so true because that is actually where I find the person I actually build my website
Oh, on social media?
on Instagram. Yes.
Okay, awesome, and it turned out great. I visited your
Tu-
website.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So it did a great job. Yes.
Great. Awesome. Grace, yeah, we're looking ahead. We would love to know what's kind of next for you and your business. Any exciting plans, new product launches on the horizon?
Yes, I will. I'm actually planning to experiment with new scents right now for candles for specifically for postpartum mom. I want to try different scent that I know that could work for postpartum mom.
Got it. Got it. So that's the next big project you're working on this year.
Yes, for the
Any
candle.
hints of a launch date? Is it going to happen in 2025?
Probably I haven't decided yet. Probably gonna shift it to like towards the end of the year or early next year.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are waiting and anticipating that, right?
Yes.
And especially on social media, on Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, great. And then we're now at the segment where we would love to know about what we call final advice, right? If you can just go
Uh-huh.
back to the beginning of your journey and think about how you started, what advice would you have wished someone had gave you to really push you along, right? And I know a lot of listeners out there, especially those who listen to e-commerce podcasts, they're like, I'm so hesitant to start, right? I don't know
Yeah.
where to start. I don't know how to do it. And they need that next push from inspiring and accomplished entrepreneurs like yourself who says, I have done it. And I know these are the 1, 2, or 3 steps that you should be following to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you can make it to the next level. What would you want to give as your final advice for folks out there who's trying to start their business?
Sure. If I could give your listener one actionable takeaway to implement in their e-commerce journey, it would definitely to be to prioritize building a genuine connection with the audience. In today's crowded online space, it's easy to get lost in the noise. Don't just focus on selling product, focus on building community. Here is how you can do that, right? Tell your story, like I mentioned before. Share the why behind the brand. People connect with authenticity. Let them know your values, your mission, what makes it unique and makes it unique. Sorry. And engage with your customers and respond to comments or answer questions and create an opportunities for interaction. Build relationships, not just transaction. Create valued content, share content that resonates with your audience beyond just product promotion. Offer tips, insights, and behind the scenes clips that add value. And listen to leave feedback, of course, and actively seek and incorporate customers' feedback. That's very important. Like that's like our number one goal at AOG Studio Store and AOG Elisa Flames Go. And use it to improve products and services and overall customer experience. And also be consistent. Show up consistently on social media. You have to. You have to post like every single day. And email it. I mean like your email newsletter and had just your website, build trust through consistent communication and engagement. In essence, focus on building a community. I would talk about this over and over again. Just focus on building a community around your brand and your products, not just customers base. This will lead to an increased customer loyalty, increased sales, and more fulfilling e-commerce journey.
Wow, that was like 10 tips in one. Thank you, Grace. I'm sure our listener got a lot out of it, right? Building genuine connections, building community, make it unique, engage with your customers, listen to their feedback so you can improve future products, and
Yes.
show up consistently every single day. Keep posting, especially the behind the scenes stuff, right? Really get them to
Uh-huh.
know your story and what makes you tick, right? And then
Yes.
they'll resonate with that. So that's wonderful. And I think a lot of our audience will kind of understand that, right? Depending on what their passion is, they will build off that instead of just finding a random product out there to try to sell, right? Where the customers doesn't don't feel your passion behind what you're making. So that makes a lot of sense. On a side note, I know you mentioned you engage with your community a lot, Grace. Is there any like funny stories you want to share on the last minute? Like I folks love hearing about funny customer interactions, right? Where
Oh yeah, I actually had a one of the followers on Instagram. She was like,
yeah.
I recently posted a video where I was like meditating for like 5 minutes, and to be quite honest with you, I totally forgot the camera was on.
Okay.
I totally forgot that camera was on
Mhm.
when I was recording because I was actually doing the meditation with the tea and just taking a deep breath. And when I saw my phone, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know I recorded this. So I was like, you know what? I would just post it on Instagram. This is a genuine connection. And to be honest with you, that's one of my most viewer video on YouTube and Instagram. I was like, wow, it's just funny because I didn't even like trying to record it for Instagram. I just recorded it just to. I mean, I must have pressed start when I was meditating and stuff by accident because I already did everything I wanted to do prior to meditation. But I guess I didn't turn off the camera when I was doing the meditation and end up posting it, and I was just shocked.
No, that's amazing, right? It's something that was
Right.
unplanned, right?
It
It's not
wasn't
something you
planned at
were
all.
it was
No.
scripted or anything like that. It was just off the
No.
cuff, and yeah,
Right.
those are the most genuine connections that people
Those
feel
were genuine
relate to.
connection. Right.
Yeah,
I was
because other
just
people probably also forgot to turn off their camera and didn't realize
yeah.
they were being recorded, and they're like, "Oh
Right.
no!" Right? And people can
Yeah.
tell. People can tell when you're kind of like acting or when you're just being real, right? Just telling your
Right.
story out there.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Grace, it's been wonderful having you on. And Grace, yeah, I
Thank
know you have a very
you.
exciting promotion you want to share with our audience, right? For the first 10 listeners, would you like to share what that is?
Yes, I am so excited to offer you, your listener, a very special treat, especially for Mother's Day, to help you cultivate a little more peace and tranquility in your lives. We're giving away 20% off of your entire purchase at ALG Studio Store and ALGelysianflamesCo by using discount code podcast 20%. That would be podcast 20 for both ALG Studio Store and ALG Flames Co. So the code will be podcast 20.
Thank you so much, Grace. We'll make sure to put it in our show notes below, right? So make sure to capture it. It's only gonna be for our first 10 listeners on the show, right? So make sure you grab it as soon as you see it in the notes and go visit Grace's store. Grace, it's been wonderful to have you on. It's been an inspiring and insightful journey into wellness. So we really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And
Thank you
yeah,
for having
and
me.
we can't wait to see what happens next, right? And
Of
all your new product
course.
launches. Come visit
Thank
us
you.
again when those product launches.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Helen, for having me.
Awesome. And for
Thank
everyone else there, listener, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.